AYMultiCharacter Visage. So I'm going to be showing you how to use the Visage for AYMultiCharacter, and the Visage is quite straightforward. The first version had very little options. It only had upper, mid and lower face, but for version 2 everything has splitted out into different sections. For now we have eyebrows, lashes, eyes, nose, just the parts of the character's face. So for the eyebrows, you can, of course, if you want to remove the solidify, you can turn it off or you can turn it on. Then the style, you can change the style of the eyebrow, you can change the surface, the way it looks, you can change the color of the eyebrow. That's what you want to do. You can change the pattern. So this is the pattern here. There are a lot of patterns that you can change here. You can add rotation. Let's say I want 45 degrees. You don't want it straight, so you can change the rotation. You can change the scale of the pattern. Let's say 5. You can change the scale. You can change the then you can change the color blend. By default, the pattern blending with the color of the eyebrow is black. So when it's on 10, you can change this second color. So let's say you want red and blue for whatever reason, you get that. So you can change that. Then you can use bump and you can invert the bump. Then for the lashes, the same thing goes for lashes, the same options. Then for lashes doesn't have patterns because of how simple they look, but you can use images for the lashes. So the video on how to use images to customize your character's look, we talked about images, and that same image that was used for the female, you can also use for the kid, you can also use for male, because we try to make sure that the UVs are similar. So you can use the same image. Even the lashes, for the eyebrows too, you can use that same image because the UVs were placed on the same space. So it works for kid, male and female. That's for the eyebrows and the lashes. Then for the for the eyes, we have eye size similar to what we had before. Let me go to circles so that it's faster. You have the eye size similar to what we had in version 1. The eye tilt goes up and down. Eye span left in and out. Then we have the slant. This is new. It was a request from one of our clients that said he wants the character's eyes to be able to go that way. So we added that. Then we added curve. If you want the character's eyes to go to the side, you can also do that with this. So I'm using backspace to reset back to default. So now for the eyes, you can change from patterns to image. The patterns is the former old method of the iris. So you can change the type. 0 will give you this cartoony look. Then 10 will give you this realistic look. Then in between, you have something more, not too cartoony and not too realistic. Then you can change the pupil size, the pupil color. You can change the scalar color. Maybe you are creating an horror film, or for whatever reason you want this color for the character's eyes, you can do that. The iris type, you can do that. So now for the pupil, let me just take it back to black, so that look more sane. Then the iris size, you can increase it. If you want this cartoony or you want the character to look huge, you can do this. Then the pupil size, you can increase it too. Then the iris glow, this is new. You want the character's eyes to glow. Let's say I'm making all this paranormal story, you want the character's eyes to glow, you can add that. So the eye reflect is this transparent, reflective circular mesh on top of the eye. You can turn it off if you don't want it. Then the eye highlight is this mesh on top of his eye. You can turn it off too if you don't want it, or you just want one of both. So you can turn both on. That's for the eyes. Then for the nose, quite the same. In, out, change the shape, the size. If you want this big nose character, you can take it up, in and out. then up and down. Can take it up and down, back. Then for the ears has more options now. Before, all you could do is just not much, but now you can increase the scale of the characters here. You can, before I think we only had the ear shape, but now you can increase the size. You can take it up or take it down. You can push it in or out, in, out. Then you can curve it. Let's say you want it to come forward, you can do that. So you have this cartoony, playful character. So for the mouth, we have the lip shape, which is what we had before. Then the upper lip, the lower lip, the mouth size, you increase it, then you reduce it. The mouth pan, like making the mouth wider or make it narrow, you can do that. Then the dolly, in, out, see, in, then out. So for those cartoon lovers, we've got you covered with this version. So now for the teeth, show teeth. Show teeth means, one thing we realize for version 1 is sometimes the teeth might not be what you want when you randomize. But with this show teeth, you can easily see the type of teeth the character has. So with show teeth, you just click on this for the character to open its mouth. Then you can just pick whatever you want. Let's go to Eevee so it's clearer. So you can just pick whatever teeth you want. So let's say you want this with the breeze. So you can easily see what you want. Then you can change the teeth color, then the surface property of the teeth, the gum color, the surface property of the gum, then the brace on the teeth. So you can change the color too. Then if you don't want silver, let's say you want gold, you can change that for the brace. Then the tongue, show tongue. So the tongue has 2 colors now, not just 1 color. So this and this. So you can change the color to whatever you want. But if you don't want 2 colors, you can always turn it off and it's just going to use 1 color. So but for now, use this 2. Then you can change the surface property of the tongue if you want it to look wet or whatever other property you want it to have. Then you can change the pattern. So right now it has this pattern. If I zoom in, you can see it's not just plain, it has pattern on it. If you don't want that, you can take it to none. It's not going to have any pattern, but you can always use pattern. Then you can use image. You export out the UV, then you can use image on it. So for pattern, you can activate it, then you can blend it so it's more obvious. So this is the pattern. So by reducing it, you can see that is not so obvious. Then you can of course increase or reduce the scale of the pattern and activate bump. So then for the face shape is similar to what we had before. There was no new thing added to that. Change the shape, the eye cheek, the chin. Let's go to circles. The eye chin, the cheek, the chin, the jaw. You can take it, like edit the jaw. Then if you want to smooth out the face, let's say because of the so much deformation, you can always click on smooth and smooth out the character's face.